There's a $3 mixture sitting in your kitchen right now. It kills mold on contact, every species, every surface, not just the visible stuff you can see. The roots too, gone. One application stops regrowth for months. Scientists confirmed it eliminates up to 99% of all common household mold. And it has quietly disappeared from every major cleaning product label sold today, not because it failed. Because it worked too well to ever be sold in a bottle for $30. Stay with me. Because what I am about to show you goes back further than you think, and it is going to make you very angry at a very large industry. Here's a number that should stop you cold: 45 million. That is how many buildings in the United States right now have dangerous mold levels growing inside the walls. Not a little surface mold on a bathroom tile. Dangerous, unhealthy. Inside the structure of the building you live in, a study published in the journal Indoor Air confirmed that number. The same researchers found that 21% of all asthma cases in America are directly linked to mold and dampness inside homes. Not pollen, not pollution outside, the air inside your own house. The CDC confirmed it. The World Health Organization confirmed it. Living in a moldy building measurably increases your risk of respiratory disease. Those are their words, not mine. And the fix has been sitting in your pantry the whole time. Here's what this video is going to do. I'm going to take you back to where this knowledge came from. Then I'm going to show you exactly who buried it and why. Then I'm going to walk you through the complete application step by step. Nothing skipped, nothing summarized. Every detail you need to do this today. Total ingredient cost, $3, maybe less. Let's go. Let's go all the way back to 1928. Alexander Fleming is working in a laboratory at St. Mary's Hospital in London. He notices something strange on a Petri dish. A patch of ordinary household mold has spread across the glass, but around it, every single bacteria colony is dead. The mold had produced something that killed everything near it. Fleming called it penicillin. The world called it a miracle. But here's the part every textbook skips completely. Families had understood this principle for centuries before Fleming ever stepped into a lab. They knew certain acids destroy the cell walls of fungal organisms on contact. They knew alkaline environments suffocate mold at the root level. They knew oxidation breaks down airborne spores before they find a surface to colonize. They did not need a research grant to figure this out. They needed a pantry and 3 generations of paying attention. In the 1800s, families across rural England were removing mold from stone walls using diluted vinegar. Church records from Somerset, England, dated 1842, explicitly documented washing damp stone with white vinegar and baking powder. Not as a new experiment, as standard household protocol. Something everyone already knew. Across the Atlantic in rural Appalachia, handwritten household journals from the 1870s record the exact same practice. Women documented combining white vinegar, water, and baking soda to clear mold from cellar walls and timber beams. It worked every time. The recipe cost nothing. It required nothing that could ever be patented, bottled, or sold, and it passed freely from mother to daughter for generations. Then something changed. Wait, before I go further, I need you to understand what is about to happen in this story, because what comes next is not an accident. It is a business decision, a very deliberate one. Keep that in mind. By 1950, the American cleaning product industry had fully consolidated around synthetic chemistry. Bleach became the universal answer for everything in every home. Companies poured enormous money into advertising campaigns and regulatory influence. The message was simple and repeated constantly across 2 full generations. Only laboratory chemicals are strong enough to protect your family. Your grandmother's methods are primitive, unreliable, even dangerous. Trust the product. Trust the label. Do not question either one. And it worked. Slowly, across 50 years, the knowledge disappeared. Not because the old methods had stopped working, because they had stopped being taught to anyone at all. Now, let me show you exactly what is inside this $3 formula, and why the cleaning industry cannot afford for this to go mainstream. The first ingredient is white distilled vinegar. A standard bottle costs under $2 at any grocery store. Inside that bottle is 5 to 8% acetic acid. And acetic acid does something extraordinary to mold. It penetrates all the way down to the hyphae. That is the root structure, the anchor system that lets mold grip a surface and keep coming back. The acid breaks that structure apart. It disrupts the pH environment the fungus needs to survive at a cellular level. Vinegar alone, applied correctly, kills up to 82% of all household mold species tested in controlled lab conditions, including black mold varieties, 82% from a bottle that costs less than $2. Now, here's what most people do not know about the second ingredient. Baking soda. 1 box costs about $1. Its pH sits between 8 and 9 on the alkaline scale. Most mold species can only survive in environments below pH 7. They need a slightly acidic range to grow and colonize. Baking soda creates the opposite conditions. It makes the surface chemically hostile to fungal life. It kills what is already there, and it leaves a residue that makes regrowth significantly harder for weeks and months after a single application. A 2017 study confirmed baking soda successfully inhibited mildew growth even on outdoor agricultural surfaces exposed to the elements. One box, $1. Here is where the chemistry becomes something the industry genuinely cannot allow on a label. Vinegar attacks the active mold colonies through direct acid penetration. Baking soda simultaneously neutralizes the surface chemistry underneath, preventing surviving spores from finding the conditions they need to restart. Two ingredients, two different mechanisms, both attacking the same problem from opposite sides. Total cost, $3. Do you understand now why this cannot be sold in an orange bottle for $28? The global mold and cleaning product market is valued at $2.2 billion in 2025. You cannot patent white vinegar. You cannot create a proprietary baking soda formula nobody else can copy. You cannot build a repeat customer base around something that costs $1 and lasts for months. The entire business model of the modern cleaning industry depends on one belief, that you cannot do this without their product. Vinegar and baking soda destroy that belief completely. Now I'm going to show you step by step how to use this. The right way. Not the watered down version, the complete method. First, what you need: white distilled vinegar. Do not substitute apple cider, vinegar, or any other type. White distilled only. You need the specific acetic acid concentration. A clean, empty spray bottle, a box of baking soda, a stiff scrubbing brush, clean warm water, a dry cloth or paper towels. Total cost for all of this, if you do not have it at home, under $5. You almost certainly have most of it already. Do not dilute the vinegar. This is the most common mistake people make. Fill your spray bottle with straight, undiluted white vinegar. Spray the moldy surface completely, every inch. Oversaturate it. Do not scrub yet, do not wipe yet. Walk away for 1 full hour. During that hour, the acetic acid is doing the real work. It is penetrating the mold colony down to the root structure. After the full hour, come back with your stiff brush. Scrub the treated area firmly until the visible mold is gone. Rinse the area with warm water. Then dry the surface as completely as you can. Now the second stage. This is the part most people skip. This is also the part that separates a 1-month fix from a permanent result. Mix a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda into 1 cup of clean water. Shake until fully dissolved. Pour it into a second spray bottle or rinse out your first one completely. Spray the same surface again with the baking soda solution. Cover every area you just cleaned. Then do not rinse, do not wipe. Let it dry completely on its own. Leave the residue sitting on the surface. That residue is doing something important. It is shifting the surface pH into the alkaline range. Mold spores landing on that surface find conditions that cannot support growth. They cannot anchor, they cannot colonize, the regrowth cycle breaks. For severe mold situations, meaning heavy black mold or large affected areas, repeat this full process twice over 2 consecutive days. On day 3, apply a 3rd baking soda coat and leave it. For cases that involve mold inside walls or structural materials, please get a professional assessment first. Surface mold and structural mold are different problems. This method handles surface mold completely. But for the vast majority of mold problems in American homes, bathroom grout, basement walls, window frames, ceiling corners, tile surfaces, this handles it. The knowledge gap between the $3 of vinegar and baking soda versus $3,000 in a company van is exactly what the cleaning industry is selling. Not chemistry, knowledge, or rather the absence of it. Remember that number from the beginning. 21% of all asthma cases in America. Linked directly to mold inside homes, that is millions of people. Millions of children. Many of them living in homes where the mold keeps coming back because the $28 spray bottle is not killing the roots. It is suppressing the surface long enough to look solved. Then it comes back. And they buy another bottle. That is the revenue model. A solution that actually works permanently destroys that cycle. A customer who fixes the problem is not a customer anymore. Your great-grandmother understood something that 2 generations of advertising tried to make you forget. The most powerful cleaning agents on Earth are not synthetic. They are not patented. They are not locked behind a branded label. They are acids and bases that have existed since before any of us were born. The knowledge of how to use them correctly passed through families for hundreds of years at 0 cost. Then 50 years of advertising told us that knowledge was wrong, and we believed it. Go look at your bathroom grout right now. Check the corner of your basement. Look at the window frame in your kitchen. If you see any mold anywhere in your home, you now have everything you need to eliminate it today. Not suppress it. Eliminate it. Share this with someone who is still buying the orange bottle. Every person who finds this information is one less customer for a $2.2 billion industry that spent decades burying it. Drop a comment below. Tell me where you found mold in your home. Tell me what happened after you tried this method. Subscribe and hit the bell. The next vault opens soon, and what is inside it is heavier than anything you just heard.